Hi, this is another little news update because there are a few things that are quite time sensitive, as I say. Anything I say in this video is said in a personal capacity and does not necessarily represent the agreed positions of Waltham Abbey Town Council, Epping Forest District Council or the Green Party of England and Wales. First up, Waltham Abbey Green Drinks is back this Thursday the 22nd from about 7 o'clock at Vintner and Mason on Sun Street. If you fancy chatting about the sort of things you chat at the Green Drinks, please come along. There's quite a lot of stuff to discuss, some of which I'll mention in a moment. Please, if you've got one and you're not exempt, bring your face mask. Infections are rising and we don't want to be part of that, even if it's just incidentally. Speaking of which, the Town Council meetings which were going to be held on Wednesday have been cancelled. That's Leisure and Community and Development and Environment because of COVID. People have been testing positive, so too much isolation, not enough people to run the meetings. There we go. I must say thank you to the Town Hall staff for using social media to let people know the meetings have been cancelled. We're not usually that good at letting you know about things like that, so thank you. Nice one. Now, you should have received a copy of the Town Crier by now. It's got lots of good stuff in it. A good little profile of our new Town Mayor, Jodie Lucas. Profiles of a couple of new councillors who were co-opted last month, I think, Lisa Green and Tim Matthews. And don't forget there's a vacancy for a Town Councillor in Waltham Abbey North East Ward. You've still got time to apply for that if you want to be considered for co-option. So if you fancy it, get on with it. There's also a thing about the Waltham Abbey Litter Picking Posse. Don't know who they are. And there's a survey for the neighbourhood plan. Now, I know how difficult it is to put these things together and how few active people there are involved with a neighbourhood plan, but I do think this is quite fundamentally flawed. Partly because a few of the questions are framed as binary questions for a yes or no answer, and the questions are more nuanced than that and could at least deal with more options. Partly because some of the questions rely on knowledge that we just haven't got. For example, under Getting Around, question 7b asks if, where appropriate, a line should be drawn down the middle of footpaths to separate pedestrians from cyclists, electric scooters and motorised mobility scooters. The thing with that is it doesn't say whether this has been tried before, if it has been tried before, how effective it was, and it doesn't give any alternatives either. Also, question 7d asks about parking and speed limits outside schools. I agree with that. I think Essex County Council are doing the Safer School Streets work at the minute, and there are other groups organising campaigns around that, so Living Streets, etc. Also suggested 20 mph speed limits. Yep, absolutely agree with that. Or speed calming measures such as road humps. Now, road humps are a problem because they damage cars, they certainly damage buses, etc., heavier vehicles going over them. A much better traffic calming measure is little traffic islands like the ones up by Upshur School that come out into the road and provide a little safe space for cyclists to go through as well. They're much less damaging to vehicles but aren't mentioned as an option here. Under number 9, education, one of the main reasons given for suggesting a new school is problems with travelling on public transport. That's not an argument for a new school, that's an argument for better public transport. But again, that option isn't there. Also, the very last question in the survey asks if we think High Bridge Street should be made one way. Now, I don't see how most of us could answer that. We don't have the knowledge or experience to. We don't know what the impact would be, positive and negative. We don't know what's happened when it's been done elsewhere. We don't know how it would affect businesses. We don't know how it would be integrated with existing roads and plans. Cycling infrastructure is one that I'm particularly interested in, but there are others. So just having a yes-no option with no background information, I just don't think that's very good. Overall, I think there's a lot of good in the survey and there's certainly a lot of suggestions I agree with. So personally, I'm going to complete a lot of the survey, but I'm also going to let the neighbourhood plan know why I've not completed all of it. The bus shelter by the 66 bus stop by the Volunteer pub on Hully Lane is on land which is understood to belong to the pub. A few months back, the new owners of the Volunteer pub told Waltham Abbey Town Council that they wanted us to get rid of the bus shelter and make the land good by the 1st of October. Now, the reasons why the Town Council is responsible for the bus shelter are quite convoluted, but basically there wasn't much that we could do ourselves to save the bus shelter. Fortunately, when I raised it at an Epping Forest Transport Action Group meeting, the City of London's Verderer Paul Morris was there. He went away and got an agreement from the City of London to host both the shelter and the bus stop on their land. That would be the bit just opposite the Woodbine where the car park is. So that's the good news. The bad news is that although the City of London have agreed to put the shelter and the stop on their land, they're not responsible for moving them. Now, to the best of my knowledge, the City of London have been liaising with the relevant councillors and officers at county and district level, but nothing much has been happening. But now Councillor Sam Kane, our Essex County Councillor for Waltham Abbey, is aware of the situation and aware of the City of London's offer, and he's going to chase things up. So hopefully we'll be able to get a result there, but I'll keep you up to date, because the thought of people standing in the rain waiting for a bus without a shelter appalls me, especially given that the people most affected will probably be residents from the Woodbine Park who have already campaigned for years to get a pedestrian crossing put in, which didn't happen. So for them to now have to wait in the rain for a bus, sorry, that's not on. Anyway, I've got the ball rolling. City of London are doing their bit. We just got to wait for the county council, the district council, etc. to do theirs. Anyway, apart from that, I think that's about it. So yeah, hopefully see some of you on Thursday. Stay safe, stay well. Ta-ra.